Hello guys and girls, this is What Ifs here, and this is going to be part 0 of a new What If. Specifically, what if Belle was betrayed? And now then, to say something right now, this will not be like your standard what if Belle was betrayed, where he either gets betrayed by his party, or he gets betrayed by Hestia, or some other goddess slash god he joined the familia with. This is going to be a unique take on the whole betrayed part. And yeah, I'm going to be changing Belle's backstory and yeah, well, I will only be changing that, and I'll also be changing with who Belle arrives in, well, Rario. And well then, saying that, I hope you guys and gals enjoy part 0. And here we go. Near the border of the kingdom of Zamid, or Zamid, excuse me, Bel lived there in a village alongside with his family. His family consisting of his father, mother, grandfather, and younger sister. Now then, a bit of backstory for, well, his family. His grandfather was once a renowned scholar of fire magic and pyromancy, with him even being quite a well-off teacher at a magic academy in the capital. And well, while he was there, he met Belle's grandmother and the mother of his father. She was also there working as a teacher, specifically the instructor for the knights. And yes, in terms of what levels both of them were, his grandfather was at least level 3 and his grandmother was level 3 as well. And well, as they met, yeah, they got along quite nicely, and eventually they had one daughter and one son. This, their one and only son, was, well, is going to become Belle's father, while their only daughter actually stayed in the capital and became a renowned, well, sorceress, working under the familia of Freya, or Freya's familia. And her current level is, well, 2, but that will be going up, so don't worry. And now then, Belle's father, after he turned 16, went ahead and went to Arario, where he was an adventurer for a good 7 years. So, when he was 24 years old, he met Belle's mother, and a beautiful blonde, well, adventurer, who was, well, one whole level, let's just say, stronger than him, as Belle's father was level 4 and Belle's mother was level 5, albeit the lowest level of level 5, shall we say. And well, both of them fell in love rather quickly, and they had a child, that child being Belle, their firstborn. And after another 2.5 years of Belle living in Arario, they went ahead and moved, along with his grandfather, to, well, the small village. And some of you may be wondering where exactly is his grandmother. Well, sadly, she died while being on, well, duty. How did she die? Well, several monsters went ahead and attacked the capital, and the king asked for her assistance along with Belle's grandfather. They of course accepted, although at this point both of them were over 60 years old. Sure, for Belle's grandfather this gave him more power. For Belle's grandmother, well, the same thing for her. But sadly she was still slain on the battlefield. And after Belle's grandfather saw that, he went into, well, in a berserk-like state, where he formed several high-ranking flame tornadoes, and just like that, pretty much won the entire battle, single-handedly. But well, as they went ahead there, after 2 more years, when Belle was 4 years old, Belle got another, well, sibling, a baby sister, who, well, his parents named Cassandra. And well, Cassandra was, or at least Cassandra was pretty much a carbon copy of her mother, except one singular thing. She had pure blood red eyes, just like Belle. And yes, Belle still has white hair, don't worry about it. And well, as the years went on, Belle was now 6.5 years old and was actually learning how to read and write with his mother helping him. His grandfather was, in the meantime, taking care of his baby sister, while his father was out again, well, making a living. And how was he for them? And how was he doing that? Well, hunting animals and defending the village from monsters. Primarily dire wolves, giant ants, and, if the village was truly unlucky, sometimes even a werewolf. And a small power comparison, the werewolves here are, well, not as strong as the one in the dungeon. These werewolves are, I would say that since they can be killed by a normal human, they're not even at level 1 yet. They're extremely weak. All of the ones in the labyrinth, or, well, the ones in the dungeon, are about level 4, I believe. So, yeah. But, well, as the days went on, Belle's father actually started to train Belle as well. And also, I meant years, not days. So, yeah. As Belle was 8 years old, his father started to slowly train him. And, well, Belle was a lot more happy to train with his father than to, well, learn how to read and write, and also his numbers from his mother, which she got a bit annoyed at, but she did understand why. Children don't exactly like those 3 subjects. But, yeah, as Belle was learning how to, well, fight and block with his father, 2 years went on yet again. Belle is now 10 years old, with his sister being 6 years old. And well, in this time, his sister, as his grandfather told him, was a prodigy in fire magic, along with pyromancy. While his grandfather was excellent at both of them, he wasn't a prodigy. And well, Belle's sister slowly but surely learned 2 spells. First one being Flame Arrow and the second one being Firebolt. The first one, Fire Arrow, was quite a weak spell, but still quite strong. At least against unarmored opponents. Or things which weren't, how do you say it, made out of flesh. While Firebolt was an armor-piercing type of projectile, extremely powerful. And well, Belle was slowly getting more and more accustomed to this training, with his father even taking him on a couple of hunts. And well, while on one of these hunts, Belle got attacked by, well, a pack of wolves. And yeah, a 10-year-old against 3 wolves would probably end quite bloody if Belle wasn't trained by his father. And well, while Belle went hunting alongside his father, Belle had a small crossbow, well, more like a toy crossbow, but it could still hurt someone or something, and he also had one small dagger. Now then, as the first wolf and the smallest one out of the 3 jumped at him, Belle got out his dagger and was able to stab the wolf in the throat, pulling the knife out of its throat, by that slicing the throat. And well, after he did that, the wolf fell on top of him. And yeah, Belle barely kicked it in time so that he can dodge the other wolves, which just lunged at him. And well, just as Belle was thinking that he was gonna die, his father comes along and kills both of the wolves effortlessly. in one single strike, cuts off both of their heads. And well, Belle's father is quite proud of his son, who was just able to, well, kill one wolf. The fact that any father would be proud of his son that was 10 years old, was even proud that he was even able to survive an attack from 3 wolves. Well, Belle just killed one. So yeah, his father was extra proud. And well, after several months pass again, a messenger from the capital arrives. As Belle at this time was outside, along with, well, essentially his entire family, the messenger goes ahead and tells them that they need to evacuate the entire village. As Belle's father asks, why is that? That's when the messenger goes ahead and tells them that war has broken out between the Nordlings and the kingdom of Zamaid. As Belle's father asks, Nordlings? But then we're far away from the danger, correct? There's the nearest Nordling settlement should be over 200 or so kilometers away from here. And that's when the messenger goes ahead and tells Belle's father, well, it used to be like that, but now it's more like that they're currently about 70 or so kilometers away from here. As Belle's father then shouts, what? What do you mean 70 kilometers away from here? That's where the city of Orion is. And that's where the messenger goes ahead and tells him, well, yes, that's where the city of Orion used to be. Now it's a burning pile of wood and blood. And at that point, Belle's father immediately shouts for his entire family to start packing, along as every single other villager also goes ahead and does that. And well, they pack their things up, get on their carriage, and get the hell out of there. Because the Nordlings are, well, pretty much Vikings, except 2 main differences. There's more of them, and all of them are properly united. So yeah, the Nordlings, imagine the entirety of Scandinavia, all united in a centralized kingdom that just went to war with another kingdom. Yeah, it's gonna be a bloody war, that's for sure. But as they go ahead to another city, or well, not a city, rather a town. In this town, Belle's mother has, well, her sister, who actually runs a tavern here. So, as they go there, Belle's mother asks her sister if they can stay there. With Belle's mother's sister agreeing if her sister, Belle's mother, works there for her as well, as a waitress. And with the type of looks which Belle's mother has, yeah, the tavern will probably get a lot more visitors. Specifically male and a couple of females, but yeah. And so, as they go ahead and get there, Belle's father goes ahead and tells his family that he's gonna go ahead and, well, look for work. Where does Belle's father find work? Well, in the town's guard. As he goes there, and, well, they immediately allow him to join. Because they are afraid of the Nordlings coming all the way to them. And, yeah. Let's just say that Belle's father, after training with the town's guard for about a week, his commander, or, well, yeah, the commander there notices that he is much more skilled, durable, and stronger than all of the other guys there. With some of them not even being human, some of them being half giants and all that. As the commander asks Belle's father, does he have prior soldier experience? Maybe an army, or... And that's when Belle's father tells the soldier, or the commander, that he's actually an ex-adventurer. being, well, level 4. And that's when the commander goes ahead and asks Belle's father to follow him, as he takes him to the lord of the entire town. And, well, oh, just a moment, guys. Now then, just like I was saying, as the captain takes Belle's father to, well, the town lord. As the lord of the town goes ahead and asks Belle's father if he is truly a level 4 adventurer, with Belle's father confirming and asking if he needs to show it somehow, with the lord saying that there's no need. And well, then he asks Belle's father if he can ask him something, with Belle's father simply replying, "Yes, my lord." And that's when the lord asks Belle's father if he is willing to become a captain of the guard. At that point, Belle's father is both amazed that he just got the position, or at least offered it to him, and also why the hell was he being promoted a whole to the captain of the entirety of the guard. And that's when he asks the Lord himself. And that's when the Lord says that Belle's father is probably capable, since he's a level 4 adventurer, or at least used to be a level 4 adventurer and all that, and also because he needs someone as the captain of the guard. With Belle's father asking what does he need someone, doesn't he already have one? That's when the Lord says, "I used to have him, but then..." You know the city of Orion, correct? With Belle's father responding, "Yes, I know it. We were asked to send most of our soldiers there, the trained ones at least. So I sent them, a couple of my knights, along with the captain of the guard. And well, as you probably already know, the city of Orion got burnt to a crisp, with all of the soldiers there dying and the women and children being taken as slaves. Bloody Nordlings. So yes, I do not have a captain of the guard currently, and you seem right for the job." That's when Belle's father asks the Lord what exactly will I have to do. As the Lord responds, "As the Lord, that is, as the captain of the guard, your main priorities will be the ensuring safety of, well, this entire town, along with the safeties of its roads. That they're safe from bandits, or raiders, or monsters." As Belle's father asks, "Is there anything else?" "Yes, training of new recruits, militia, and all that. And also, if you can, or at least if you find someone promising to be a squire for some of the knights. Because apparently none of them have found one yet." And well, with Belle's father chuckling to himself and telling them, "Yes, I accept your offer, your lordship." As the Lord says, "Good," and immediately gives him, well, the title, the armor, along with a new house. This one being quite close to the Lord's, well, keep. And well, that's when Belle's father goes ahead to his entire family and tells them that they have a new house. And well, all of them go there, but as his wife tells him that she's going to be, well, still working at this tavern. And well, Belle's father has nothing against it. And so, the very next day, Belle's father, now the captain of the guard, takes his son to the training area, or the training grounds. As they enter, they see a couple of dozen new militia, or new recruits, alongside several knights, currently, well, sparring. And well, Belle's father tells him to go ahead and, well, start training. And at this point, Belle is almost 11 years old. as Bell goes ahead and starts training, wielding his sword and, well, sparring against training dummies. And that's when a certain knight by the name of Arduin notices him. And he goes ahead and checks how exactly Bell's doing. He notices almost immediately that Bell's stance is all wrong. So he goes ahead and points out the things Bell is doing wrong while holding his sword and while jabbing and slashing. With Bell telling the knight, thank you, Sir Knight. With the knight chuckling to himself, because he hasn't been called a Sir Knight in quite a long time. But well, as Bell's father now goes ahead and comes back to his son, he sees a knight over right next to him, telling him how to perfect his stance, or at least how to do it a lot better than he was doing it. And well, Bell's father introduces himself as the new leader of the city guard, or the town guard, as the knight also introduces him as Arduin Lionheart. And well, after Bell's father hears that, he immediately says that it's a great honor to meet him. And now then, who exactly is Arduin Lionheart? Bell thought to himself. And that's when he remembered. When he was quite young, about 6 or 7 years old, his father told him told him several stories about, the Dragon Knight, Arduin Lionheart. Why was he called the Dragon Knight? Well, he slew quite a lot of them, wyverns along with several fire dragons. And so he was given that nickname, the Dragon Knight. Not the Dragon Slayer though, because that would have invited unwanted attention from the other dragonlings and half-dragons, which would probably go ahead and kill Arduin. And well, yeah, that's when Bell realizes who exactly he is. A rather important individual, and a rather strong one as well, because even Bell's father couldn't beat a dragon all alone. So, as Bell's father and Arduin are currently talking, Arduin asks something, sorry guys. Arduin asks Bell's father something, and Bell can't hear them, as Arduin asks Bell's father if he is willing to, let his son be his squire. As Bell's father is quite surprised by this, but as he says, well, you don't need to ask me, you have to ask my son. And well, as Arduin tells him, thank you. And well, he slowly comes back to Bell, and that's when he asks Bell if he's willing to be his squire. And well, Bell obviously accepts. And for the next 2 years, Bell had been doing the minor tasks for Arduin, carrying his weapons, polishing it along with his armor, preparing his saddle, and all of that. With Arduin noticing that Bell was quite a good helper and quite a good squire. And through these 2 years, Bell's father also was recognized as a prominent figure in the, town. Being the new leader of the town's guard and all that, his position was rather shaky. But in the 2 years since he was appointed, the town's guard, which numbered in about 700 militia and about 100 soldiers, he was able to bump those numbers up to 500 actual trained soldiers, 70 archers, and 1,200 militia. And those are quite high numbers. And he will need them. As in as a messenger arrives in the capital, and at this time the war has still been raging on. The reason why the Nordlings didn't attack the specific town, which was, well, quite near them, where Bel's family was, well, because it wasn't important to them. It wasn't in any sort of strategic location. It was, by their view, just a simple village with walls around it. But now things had changed. Winter had come, and a rather harsher one, and the Nordlings had two options. Go through the extremely well defended fortress pass between two mountains, which had about 17,000 soldiers defending it and about 700 or so knights. Yeah, they weren't suicidal, so they didn't want to go through that. That's when they went ahead through some of their other options. That was the first option. The second option was going through the lands of another kingdom. A kingdom which, in our world, is the size of Russia. So, yeah, it isn't exactly centralized, but it's still a powerful kingdom. As the Nordlings said, yes, let us not poke the bear. As they moved on to option 3, going through a monster-infested swamp. Yeah, it was from every single commander, I know. And then their final and fourth option. Going the long way around through the countryside. And well, if they were to go through this way, the only major setback would be the small town where Bel's father was the leader of, the town's guard. And yeah, this town, like I said, had about 500 trained soldiers, 70 archers, and 1,600 militia. The Nordlings, which were making their way to the town, numbered in 7,000, with most of them being experienced soldiers. And by most, I mean like 2,000. The other 5,000 were not militia, but let's just say standard raiders. Their armor wasn't the best, their bloodlust was high. That was pretty much them. And well, as some scouts, which were waiting for this to happen, came back to the Lord, as Bel's father, along with all the Lord's knights, with one of them being Arduin, got the message. And because of that, let's just say that they weren't expecting that, at least not this soon. As the Lord immediately told Bel's father to start marshalling all of the available men that would wield a sword, as Bel's father does that. And keep in mind that the population of this town was about 20,000. And yeah, Bel's father was able to get 5,000 militia, along with his 500 soldiers and now 160 archers. How did he get 110 more? Well, since this town was quite close to a, rather large woods, there were quite a lot of hunters there, or, poachers. So yeah, all of them joined the archers. This town had also been in the process of building several towers, which still weren't finished, but yeah, they wouldn't be of much help. As Bel's father starts preparing for the siege, getting quite a lot of food ready, provisions, new armor, new weapons, arrowheads and all that, boiling oil and everything they would truly need. While in the meantime, Arduin was, teaching Bel. At this moment, Bel was actually being taught how to properly wield a sword and all of that. And now we go to Bel's sister, who is currently 8 years old and had actually been taught not quite a few, but a few spells by her grandfather. The first ones she learned were flame arrow and firebolt. That is, wait, no, fire arrow and flame bolt, or crap, no, flame arrow and firebolt. But the new ones she learned were fireball along with inferno. Inferno was a wall of fire which she could send out in any direction she wanted, while fireball is your standard fireball. And well, her grandfather stopped teaching her these different types of magic. Why? Well, he needed to get ready. For what? For the ensuing battle, because this city just got a new participant. That one being an extremely powerful mage, at least by their standards. And well, after about 2 or so months, the army of Vikings, or the Nordlings, had finally arrived at the town's gates. Or well, not exactly there, but rather at a hill which was overlooking the town. As well, the scouts, which were currently looking over the entire camp, went ahead and returned back to the castle, or well, the town, as they told them that the Nordlings were currently numbering at least 9,500, and from what the other scouts said, that more of them were on their way. But that's when several other scouts arrived along with a messenger. Now this messenger was sent from the capital, as the king of the kingdom of Zarium goes ahead and, well, sent this lord a letter. 5,000 soldiers will be making their way to you as reinforcements, all of them on horseback, along with being followed by 250 knights and 500 mercenaries. Who were these mercenaries? Well, they were Amazons from the Ishtar familia. And well, with Belle's father, well, hearing what he just heard, he was happy, because adventurers like them could take on, well, entire armies by themselves. And well, as the Lord heard this, he was also happy. And well, I think that I'm gonna end the video off here. So, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed part 0 of What If Belle Was Betrayed. I hope you have a good night.